The Great Hall was more than a dining room. It was the throne of influence. Here, beneath glittering chandeliers and echoes of laughter, kingdoms were built and destroyed. Every cup of wine could mean a treaty or a death sentence. Tonight, we step inside those stone walls to uncover how power, politics, and peril were served together with wine. The Great Hall was the beating heart of a castle. It wasn't just where people ate, it was where the pulse of power was felt. Every noble, knight, and servant played a role in the grand theater of politics. Even the layout of the hall spoke of rank. The king's chair was raised high, symbolizing divine authority. Below him, nobles sat by order of importance, and at the very end, in the shadows, the servants waited, eyes lowered, ears open. Every feast was a performance. The food, the music, even the placement of the wine cups, nothing was random. A king might offer a nobleman the first sip of wine to show trust, or deny it to humiliate him. In the Great Hall, a smile could be sharper than a sword. But while nobles schemed over venison and mead, another layer of power pulsed through the hall: the servants. They cleaned, poured, and served, but they also listened. A careless whisper over wine could be carried to the queen before morning. For many, their silence was the price of survival, and some paid with their lives for knowing too much. In 1306, during a feast in Edinburgh Castle, the air was thick with music and laughter until betrayal struck. A noble raised his goblet in friendship, but poison had already been poured. Moments later, a trusted ally fell to the floor, choking, as the hall froze in horror. No one moved, because in the Great Hall, trust was a dangerous game. Beyond murder and intrigue, the Great Hall spoke in symbols: a tapestry of a lion, a claim of dominance, a feast held under candlelight instead of sunlight, a sign of mourning or secrecy. Even the music could whisper messages. The Great Hall was not just stone and wood. It was a living instrument of control. But as centuries passed, the Great Hall's voice began to fade. Banquets grew smaller, whispers quieter, and the theater of power moved to palaces and parliaments. Yet those old walls still remember. Every toast, every secret, every echo of laughter turned to fear. Next time you walk through a castle and see a grand, empty hall, remember, it once decided the destiny of nations. Power wasn't always held by the sword. Sometimes it was hidden in a goblet of wine.